It's the biggest clay court tournament of the year so far. It's Monte Carlo, and we've got Djokovic looking for the triple golden masters and number 100. We got Tsistipas, he's a 3-time champion in Monte Carlo, and Carlos Alcaraz. He's never done anything at this tournament before, but maybe this year it's all going to change. That's right, and before we go anywhere, make sure to hit a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm bringing you this draw preview for Monte Carlo. I will be doing this solo. JG is very unwell and under the weather, so he will not be joining this one, but he should be back soon. Hopefully he feels better in the next few days. But here we are. It is Monte Carlo and it is a Masters yet again. And I can't wait to see how this first clay court Masters of the year, how is it going to go? We've got Novak Djokovic back again. He's had this eye infection as well. And he wasn't putting any of that Miami Open loss in the final down to it. But I think it did play a little bit of a factor. You could see notably swollen around his eye and it was bothering him. But he is going to be back on the court. Hopefully the eye's a little bit better and hopefully we can see him playing some of his best tennis again. Monte Carlo, not really the one that he's known for, but he has still won it twice before. Tsistipas has won it more times than him. He's won it 3 times. Let's have a look at some of the previous champions. Here we go. I'll bring them up for you. There we go. So Tsistipas, the reigning defending, and he's 3-time champion. We got Andre Rublev there, won it in 2023. And then Tsistipas the last 2 years before that as well. So, going back, we see Fanini there, grabbing one in 2019. We got Nadal with 11 Monte Carlo Masters. That's just insane. And then Djokovic there with 2. Stan Wawrinka, a potential second-round opponent for Djokovic there, winning it against Roger Federer in an all-Swiss final back in 2014. And we got Djokovic beating Nadal in the final in 2013 as well. I mean, you have to go all the way back to 2004 before that to see a different name lifting the trophy, and it was Guillermo Coria. Juan Carlos Ferrero a couple of times there as well. But we're not here to talk about the past, we're here to talk about the present. Let's have a look at some of the qualifiers that made it through into the main draw. Here they are. We've got Daniel Altmaier, Corentin Moutet. We've got Navone, really good player on the clay. We've got Ugo Carabelli again. We've got Boo. We've got Dusan Lajovic, an all-Serbian affair there, knocking out Laszlo Djere. And then Marozsan. Wow, it's quite a strong qualification here. And we'll find out where they are in the draw. Make sure to tell me at home who you are picking as your winner, dark horse, all of the above, and who you have winning certain matches as we go through. I'll take you through the draw. As you probably already know, some of the matches have already started. They sort of overlapped they overlap the qualifying with some of the first round. I don't know why they do that, but it's probably just a scheduling thing. And these are some of the results that have already happened. So we've had Arnaldi go out already. Richard Gasquet, that one's a shocker for me. I thought Arnaldi would win that. And then this one, well, Vachereau, not someone you get to see very often. 259 in the world. Obviously resides from Monte Carlo in Monaco. Gets the wild card in every time. And he's absolutely destroyed Struff. 6-2, 6-1. What's happened there? Jan-Lennard Struff, not a good start to the clay for him. And then Jordan Thompson. Jordan Thompson's done well there. Straight sets win against the Frenchman, Mpetshi Pedicard. So, I have adjusted the draw. This one, not available to play. I've sort of made this draw somehow out of some amazing qualities online. Maybe ChatGPT. But it seems to be working, this bracket I've created earlier today. And let's have a look at it. Here we go. I think it's even got a little trophy up the top here that's bouncing around. But let's not talk about that. Right, let's go on to this. We've got Zverev. He's got to bye through the first round. And he'll face either the qualifier, which I can tell you is Navone versus Matteo Berrettini. Tough first match for Berrettini, but I think he's going to still be in good enough form and have a good enough 1-2 punch to get Navone out there. It's quite difficult conditions, obviously. Being slower, Navone will embrace the grind, but I've been impressed with Berrettini. I think he is back to his best, or close. We've got, I've already picked it here. I'm picking Sebastian Korda to beat Jiri Lehechka. We've got Lorenzo Musetti against Bu, this one is. I'm going to be going Musetti to knock out Bu. We've got Holger Rune versus Nuno Borges. I mean, this is a brilliant matchup. I absolutely love this one. Have they played before? Yes, but Rune's won both of them, both on hard court. I expect Holger Rune to probably win this one as well, but that's a really great clay court player in Borges. Didn't do too well in Marrakesh, lost to Caballes Baena, which is a bit of a shock. We've got Sonego versus Martinez. I'm going to be picking Martinez here. May shock a few people. I know Lorenzo Sonego. I think he's probably better in Rome, though. Moving down, we already had this one. Jordan Thompson. We know he's already won. We've got Tsitsipas with the bye. Djokovic with the bye. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Stan Wawrinka or is it going to be Alejandro Tabilo? Well, Wawrinka, former champion at this event. You'd think, surely he can do it. I think I might go for it, you know. I'm going to go for Stan to knock out Tabilo. I want the Djokovic versus Wawrinka matchup. I think everybody wants to see it again. Stan just turned 40 as well. Go on, Stan. Loving that, repping for the 40-year-olds. And he'd come up against Novak Djokovic, who, well, just on the cusp of his 38th birthday. Moving down, we know that Struff's out. I'll have Dimitrov beating Jari. Khachanov versus Daniil Medvedev. Wow, this one, I've got to take a second because Medvedev, he's not going to like it. He's not going to like the fact that he's on the clay. Khachanov, last time we saw him on the clay was French Open last year. It's a real tough one to pick. I think I'm actually going Khachanov to knock out Daniil, though. I don't think that anyone could be too mad about that selection. We've got Muller. Muller is up against a qualifier. And the qualifier is... just 1 second. Ugo Carabelli. I'm going to be going for Carabelli. But I can't select it on here, unfortunately. But I don't know if he's going to go any further than Khachanov anyway. I'll select Muller for now. So it's not foolproof, this bracket. Apologies. Right, on to Bias versus Mahach. Really, really great matchup. Sebastian Bias just lost the final in Bucharest. And Thomas Mahach hasn't played on clay since, last... When was it? I think it's the Olympic Games last year. I think Bias is going to win that one. Knocks out Thomas Mahach and he'd face de Minaur in the second round. Let's move over to the other side. And then we can do the first rounds over there first. Here we go. So we've got Jack Draper with the bye. Would he face Giron or would he face Shapovalov? I'm going to go Shapovalov. We've got Thomas Martin Echeverry, and he is up against a qualifier. The qualifier is Corentin Moutet. I'm going Echeverry to win that one. We've got Fokina versus Shelton. Shelton, only a few years ago, hadn't even left the US, and let alone played on a clay court. I think that it's going to be Fokina. He's so good at the event. Been to the final before. TFO just literally played a final against Jenson Brooksby. Brooksby winning a tournament in Houston. Fantastic to see him back on the tour and winning. I think he'll be tired. I think Kecmanovic will defeat TFO. Ugo Humbert against Alexei Poprin. I'm going to go Humbert. And then we've got Batista Agut versus Brandon Nakashima. Nakashima's just been to the semi-finals in Houston. I think I'm going to be going Agut on this one. He'll face Casper Ruud in the second round. We've got Rublev with the bye. Gael Monfils, he's up against a qualifier as well. But which qualifier is he facing? He's facing Malazan. Oh, that's a terrible, terrible draw for Monfils. I don't even know if it's going to allow me to pick Malazan anyway on this one. I think he's just won 2 matches in the qualifying in straight sets, Malazan. Monfils, we've not seen him on clay since the Olympic Games as well, where he lost to Musetti. I think Malazan would probably win that one, unfortunately. I'd probably have Gale going out. Sorry, Gale. We'll move down. Caboli, he's literally just won the title in Bucharest, and he's up against a qualifier. So Flavio Caboli is up against Dusan Lajovic. I'll have Caboli going through and continuing the run of form. We got Griekspoor versus Arthur Fees. Griekspoor, I believe, he just lost in a final as well. So a lot of players who have just played tournament, lost to Dardeli in Marrakesh. I'll go Arthur Fees to knock out Griekspoor. Might be tired there. Felix Auger-Aliassime, he is up against Daniel Altmaier. I'm going to go Felix, put him through. Gasquet, we know he's already beaten Arnaldi. And we've got Cerundolo, I'll have beating Fognini, and he'll face Alcaraz in that second round. Right, let's go all the way back to the beginning again. See our first second round matchup. Our first second round matchup is Alexander Zverev. And I swear I clicked that one. Anyway, but let's keep going. I think I'm going to have Berrettini knocking out Zverev. And then I think I'm going to have Lorenzo Musetti to knock out Sebastian Korda. I'm going to have Holger Rune knocking out Pedro Martinez. Tsitsipas knocking out Jordan Thompson. Djokovic knocking out Wawrinka. Dimitrov knocking out Vacherot. Khachanov knocking out Muller. And then de Minaur. Yeah, I think Bias might be a little bit tired. So, moving to the other side, going through some other second rounds. Jack Draper versus Denis Shapovalov. I mean, I'm going to go for Jack Draper. I don't really know if he's going to do too well or not, but I'm backing him. I think I had Echeverri there. I'm going to be having Fokina to beat Echeverri. I'm going to be having Kecmanovic to beat Humbert. Ruud to beat Agut. And then who did we have here? Oh, yeah, I had the qualifier. I think Rublev's going to beat whoever goes through here. Malazan, I'm going to have him beating him. And then I'm going to have Caboli going through as well, continuing his good run. I'll have can Gasquet beat Felix? I'm not going to go for it. I'm actually going to go for something that I think it might be a little bit of a surprise. I think Cerundolo could defeat Carlos Alcaraz here. I'm going to have a quick look back, and people might call me crazy, but Cerundolo's look pretty good. When was the last time we saw Carlos Alcaraz on a clay court? Was it in that final of the Olympics? I believe it probably was. But let's double check just in case. I'm just going to have a quick look on his record. Yeah, it was. It was that Olympic final. Yeah, crazy. But yeah, so good on the clay, to be honest. I don't know if I am going to go for it now. I was umming and ahhing thinking Cerundolo will beat him. I'm going to go for Carlos Alcaraz. I think he's going to have a point to prove. He's going to need to pick up some points as well, because he's going to be defending a hell of a lot of points when it comes to Roland Garros and Wimbledon as well. Let's move back to the other side. Berrettini versus Musetti. So I'm going to be going for... I'm going to go Lorenzo Musetti to win this one. Battle of the Italians. I'm going to have Tsitsipas beating Holger Rune. Djokovic to beat Dimitrov. And then I think I'm going to have Khachanov to beat Alex de Minaur. This is going to be a bit of a weird bracket on that side, but it's helping Djokovic a little bit there. Going to the top, I think we're going to see Fokina beat Jack Draper. And then Casper Ruud beat Fokina. And then Andrei Rublev beat Caboli. And then Carlos Alcaraz at the bottom. So, That is setting up these quarter-final matchups. Musetti versus Tsitsipas. Can Tsitsipas do it again? He just loves it here so much. This is a battle of single-handers. Can Musetti do it? I think I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say Musetti defeats Tsitsipas. This is a bit crazy. And then I'm going to have Djokovic beating Khachanov. So I've got one semi-final from one side. On the other side, I'm going to have Casper Ruud defeating Fokina. And then Alcaraz to defeat Andrei Rublev. And then we're going to be left with Casper Ruud versus Carlos Alcaraz and Lorenzo Musetti versus Novak Djokovic. And I think I'm going to surprise you with what I'm going to go for here. I'm going to be having Casper Ruud to go to the final to defeat Alcaraz. And then on the other side, I think I'm going to have Musetti. Sorry, Djokovic fans. And this is the final I'm going to go for. I'm going to have a Musetti versus Ruud final. And I think Casper Ruud wins Monte Carlo. There you go. It's a surprise to me. I didn't know I was going to pick coming in. But I'm going for Casper Ruud. I think he's due winning this tournament. He's that good on a clay court. He got to the final last year. Why not? If it all opens up for him and he plays his best tennis, there's always a little bit of luck in some of these competitions. But I believe he can do it. So that is my prediction for Monte Carlo. Casper Ruud to win it. What do you think? Tell me in that comment section. Or do you think Djokovic is going to do it? Or does Tsitsipas make it 4 wins in Monte Carlo? Or do we have Carlos Alcaraz proving a point and just winning the whole damn thing? Tell me your thoughts. And if you haven't done so yet, smash a like, subscribe, and we'll see you for more Monte Carlo action coming up all next week.